good to see you again. Thank you so much for taking the time to go through your boat with me. This is very exciting.
Well, welcome. Let me give you a walkthrough of Not Golfing and show you some of the things we've done to make Not Golfing even better than it was when it was new.
Awesome. I'm so excited to hear this information.
So, first of all, you can see the boat is refreshingly cool inside. There are two air conditioning units that serve this area. One that's for the main salon, and a second one that serves the kitchen area, as well as the captain's bunk and the engine room, which has ducts that can be open. So if you're working in the engine room is also air conditioned.
That's awesome.
And you can turn those ducts off if no one's down there. So the first thing we changed is this is the generator control, and it used to be just these two buttons. That's all there was. And now, when we turn on the generator control, you can get the engine hours, you can get the temperature, you can get the pressure, and make sure that nothing is going wrong with your boat. So that was the first change. This is the battery control area where you control which batteries are turned on. As you see, they're all turned on. And this is the water level for the two tanks. There are two tanks for fresh water, and they're both half full, as you can see here. Okay, so one of the unique things about the Prestige 500 was that they decided to separate the master cabin from the other two cabins. So
I love that.
So there are two stairways. This is the stairway to the master. Let's head on down. So now we're in the master cabin. As you can see, it's quite bright with the large windows, which have portholes to allow fresh air. And I purchased screens from Switzerland that now you can open those portals and install screens and allow for fresh air without bugs. It has its own AC unit. There are night lights on both sides of the bed. This is a slightly bigger than queen size bed with storage underneath. And there's a full set of storage here, as well as a working desk and storage under this unit here as well.
That's just wonderful. And I love the fact that you have the portholes with the screens that allow for fresh air to come through. And I look forward, oh, look at this, a nice oversized hanging closet.
Right, with a electronic safe in the bottom. So if you're traveling internationally or whatever, you can keep your passports in the safe. And that's always handy to have. Okay. Let's move on. There's a ensuite master with a head, sink, and a pretty good shower. So have a look at that.
So I love the fact that you have the private entrance coming into the master suite, along with its own en suite. So it just offers such nice privacy when having a boat full of guests.
We had a boat full of guests. My brother and his teenage kids, or actually grown-up kids, and they were in the other cabins, and we couldn't hear a thing because these walls are pretty quiet. As you can see, if you like your TV in bed, there's plenty of room to upsize the television if you choose to do so.
Absolutely.
Let's go back up. Mate.
I'm going to say something about the kitchen really quick. The galley, I love the fact that the galley is up and out. It just makes so much more sense when we're cooking and entertaining, especially on nice days. We're going to open the sliding doors to make it one big entertaining area.
And it's funny you should mention the galley, because that's another area where this boat has been upgraded. So the original refrigerator for this boat was a 24-volt refrigerator. There was a set of wooden doors similar to these that were in front of the fridge door. And what would happen is those doors would not close correctly, and the fridge would wind up being cracked open, and you wouldn't see it because the wooden doors themselves were closed. It was only 24 volt, and it didn't cool very well. This fridge, which is the upgraded fridge, is now a dual voltage fridge. It's running 240 volts. So if you're on generator or you're plugged into shore power, your fridge is running a high voltage. It cools much better, and it does not require separate doors. And the other advantage is the fridge on the original thing was on the bottom and the freezer was on the top. This one is reversed, so that the refrigerator is on the upper unit.
Yeah, that's great because you get the bigger space for the refrigerator up top, easy access, and then all of your freezer items down below.
Another upgrade to this boat was the microwave, which was originally one of those small little tabletop microwaves, is now a drawer microwave and opens up as a nice drawer microwave, and also doubles as a bread box when you're on the loop.
That's awesome. We all love that extra storage for the bread.
This is the main salon. There's storage underneath these two stools. Then the table opens up for dining.
Look at that. Look how spacious.
With pullouts here to allow for seating for 6 people. Another little surprise feature is the television screen here. There's lots of room behind here to put a mini PC, so I had hooked up a PC to that screen so you could run a computer with a wireless keyboard and mouse, and if you needed to. This boat also has been upgraded with Starlink so that you can have internet anywhere you go.
That's just amazing. The Starlink is all the bomb these days.
All right, let's head forward. There are 2 nav stations on the thing. This is the main inside nav station. They're equipped similarly, although they're 2 Garmin 8600s and this 16-inch screens on this level, and there's one up top. And there's also a 7-inch screen, which is from Volvo, which gives you a detailed engine information. But I have upgraded this to allow for engine information directly from Volvo into here. So if I was to turn the engines on, all of that information is also available here on a nice big screen, when also up top where there isn't a small screen. So you can see temperatures, pressures, turbo pressures, fuel economy, what have you. There are multiple screens that you can get for engine, all linked directly to the Volvo Penta things.
Redundancy is your friend.
Right, and as we mentioned before, we did upgrade the electronics to include the DPS. Let's come forward. You come down 4 steps, and you're into the guest portion of the boat. It consists of 2 more staterooms. This is a convertible stateroom. It's set up as a queen, but this is actually a split mattress, and they literally just pull apart.
Oh, lovely.
And turn into 2 V bunks with another storage closet underneath the V. So you can have guests as a couple, or you can have children. There's actually a closet on both sides.
Oh, look at that. Not 1, but 2. Hanging closet. I mean, that is just absolute oversized hanging closet. That's lovely.
It has its own AC unit, so guests can set the temperature the way they want. And also has a door into the head here, so that the head that serves as the day head can also be an ensuite if it opened from this side.
Right. I love the fact that it has an ensuite. I love the Venetian blinds as well. I just love the fact that they can be blockout shades, and then they also really help. Not that you have a tremendous amount of exposure with the greenhouse effect down below, but it is nice to have the actual complete blockout.
And there's even an emergency exit through this hatch out onto the foredeck. So
yeah, it looks like you've got screens here too. So
yes,
all of your portholes have the mosquito screens, which is just lovely.
Right. On the port side, we have the port stateroom, which is 2 individual bunks. But however, there is an inset that goes in the middle, and these bunks can also be converted to a queen size bunk. So depending on the type of guest you have, you can have 2 queens here. You can have 2 doubles, or or any combination thereof. It also has all staterooms have their own television, and all staterooms have their own closet and AC.
It looks like another nice size hanging closet here in your guest cabin.
Yes.
Let me open that up and take a look in there.
Well, you're going to find some.
Oh, look at this. Oversized, gorgeous guest cabin.
Blender holder.
And storage for the galley.
Right.
That's awesome, though. Additional storage is always wonderful.
On the starboard is the day head, and which is this head here, which has a shower.
Oh, I love the teak wood flooring here.
And
the grates, really nice.
And the toilet stays dry because the glass doors completely enclose that area. And it's a really wonderful head. Lots of room, nice sink. And as I said, there's another door behind this door which allows you to use this as a ensuite.
So in your companionway, I'm sorry to interrupt you. In your companionway, do you have the washer dryer combo on this?
We do, right under these stairs, which you just unlatch here and lift up. There are pistons that hold it up. There's a washer dryer combination unit here and room to store your laundry products there as well.
Oh, that's so awesome. And I love the blue courtesy lights throughout.
Well, they're locked. They'll unlatch. There you go. That's it.
Look at that.
Very handy, especially if you're doing long-term cruising. All right. That covers the interior of Not Golfing. It's been a wonderful boat. You have dishware storage up here. There's an exhaust fan in here. And you have storage underneath the sink and drawer storage here. So plenty of storage, as well as this storage underneath this island for glassware and other items. We typically kept glassware, coffee mugs, and smaller items, but it's probably 7 inches to 8 inches deep inside here.
Very nice.
All right, that's it for the interior.